Ella has been doing this.
Give us a bit, Samba, on our stream. Good morning. Many of you say I'm not acknowledging you, so I'll do that. Musa Ahmed, after that, I'll go to Kamaldeen Abdullahi. Musa Ahmed also on our stream. Thank you for always joining. Share the stream. Bennett, good morning. Abdul Bashir, he says somebody doesn't pick his calls. I hope it's not me. It has to be the politician because I always pick my calls. So Eduji, they said you have one power, so pick your calls. I mean, they didn't say that. Ahmed Esiedu, good morning to you as well. Nenena, thank you for always being with us, and all of you who have sent us. Schofield Ali Sabit, I wish you all the best for the day. Isaac Asase AEC, good morning. Ni Atukwe Kwe as well. But Kama, you wanted to say something before I introduce them.
Not wanting, just at least let me also join in appreciating the job that this media house has done for some time now. I mean, you had anchors before you, and also came to join. Of course, you put in your best, held government to it, to the task, and where the need be, you critique. Where you would have to commend, you do. I want to say a very big thank you to you. And say a very, very big thank you, and of course, a Merry Christmas and a prosperous Happy New Year to my good friend Eduji, who was sweating profusely, you know, even though laughed, had a short laugh in the end. I want to say a very big thank you to him for being so supportive to the cause. And also my good brother, Lawyer Apia, and to each and everyone who is a fan of TV3 or an audience of TV3. The big one goes to the President of the Republic of Ghana. He's done what he could do. Today we have STEM institutions, science, technology, engineering, mathematics institutions under his stewardship. And that is a legacy that we can never forget as Kenyans. Today, several roads have been constructed. Trust me, we had year of roads declared in this country. Roads indeed have been constructed, and people have seen it visibly working. Today, we sit here, and of course, we can see how over 5 million people, 5 million students have benefited from the free SHS, which His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is coming to continue and build on, and even add the private schools to it. That is a good mark. And I'd say that posterity will remember him for the good he has done for this country. The last one goes to my mother, the current Secretary General of Commonwealth. Inshallah, she'll be taking office in April. A stateswoman, I call her. She's going to represent Ghana and raise the flag of Ghana high and represent the Commonwealth countries, as it were. Madam Shirley Ayoko Butche, wherever she is, I want to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to her and to everyone in MPP, our chairman and all the executives. Trust me, where we are today, the NDC were there. They fought hard for 8 years, and they are now the people Ghanaians have given the mandate to. We should never throw our hands in despair. It is about time we come together, solidly hold on to each other, genuinely do a reconciliation, do introspection, come back as a great party, and we move on. A party that, of course, is touted to have won only 2 regions or 3 regions, but yet got over 4-point-something million votes. Imagine if we had won just 5 or 6 regions. So it tells you that there is a lot of work to be done, and then the future is going to be very bright, and there will be light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you.
Zealous Dwayne, thank you for joining us as always. Money need money. Now, let's have an insert of the speaker, and then we'll come to you. The speaker first.
Oh, I beg you. This one?
No, it has nothing to do.
We celebrate the resilience and perseverance of our party and democracy. After 8 difficult years in opposition, under a shocking one-man rule, with only a driver mate, as we are now made to believe, we bounce back stronger and better. The absolute majority we now possess in the next parliament does not merely reflect the confidence of the Ghanaian people in the party, but it underscores their yearning for change, for progress, and their trust in the party's promise to reset Ghana. And Ghana, we must reset. We cannot do that just in 4 years. We will make tremendous gains in 4 years, but we need more than that. And it behoves on all of us in what we say, in what we do, in our attitudes, in our conduct, to let Ghanaians know that there is no other party better than the NDC. The economic challenges inherited from the outgoing administration will be considerable. In fact, many of you don't know how deep the hole is. And if we are to succeed in reversing these trends, it will demand the utmost commitment and concerted efforts of professionals like you. Your insights, professionalism, dedication, and ability to mobilize support to reset Ghana will be critical as we work together to breathe new life into our economy, our government.
And then he also had a lot to say when it comes to the newly elected parliamentarians to be inaugurated in the 9th Parliament.
To become a member of Parliament, you have to be elected by the voter. And you have to be declared by the Electoral Commission. But you have to be sworn in by the Speaker. Thank you. Thank you. Until you are sworn in by the Speaker, you remain MP elect. So I was very clear in my mind that some of those re-collation and re-declaration were completely null and void ab initio. They were unknown to the law. And so they were not properly so-called MPs elect and not qualified to be sworn in by me. My clerk is here. We had those discussions. When I told them, they were all surprised. I said, yes, I'm the gatekeeper. The right thing must be done for us to be able to reset Ghana. And so this recognition, I tell you, is going to do more than what I have done.
I know we are in a position, so I'll go ballistic.
Don't
worry.
Okay, meaning so, what? I mean, okay,
so once again,
the Speaker, the pronouncement is making
yes,
a
but
dangerous,
before
or are they not?
Before I get here, Roland, I'm a man who is very grateful for whatever help people give me. In this political conversation, you need help. And on this campaign, there were many people who came through for us in our campaigns. It's only fair that I use this platform to appreciate them. Whilst we sit on this platform, we do not maintain all the knowledge in this world. People send us text messages, on-the-spot information, and that usually changes the confirmation. Your platform is for education, entertainment, and to inform people. And so sometimes you'll be on the platform and an expert sends you a particular information that essentially changes even what you say and what not to say. I want to appreciate those people who usually come through for us. I appreciate you greatly. Roland, there have been instances that you've not been here, that either Bella or Na or Cookie have stepped in. And as men, we tend to try to maybe make it a bit
the women more
uncomfortable for them. And so I want to thank them for whatever it is that they have endured in keeping us in check. It's always a difficult thing. I appreciate them greatly. But you see, that said, I want to, on this issue of the Speaker,
I mean, even about the contested seats in relation to who will be inaugurated or will be part of that swearing in and all that.
I've read on various platforms the conversation that at this critical moment, the responsibility is within the Clerk of Parliament, and that it is the clerk that will first admit the people into the House. It is the people who will then subsequently elect or select or, as it were, endorse whoever may be proposed as Speaker. I recall vividly in 2004, where former President Kufuor had brought Sechi Hughes. And then the NDC minority then, I think led by Honorable Bagbe, then proposed Peter Lajete, the then Speaker. And the matter was put to a vote. And the MPP numbers, obviously more than ours, overwhelmingly voted for, what do we call it? Sechi Hughes. And so Alajete lost the plot. Obviously, there is going to be a conversation as to who will be the next Speaker. Already, I've heard Honorable Afenyo Markins and co saying that Honorable Bagbe should stay and they will prefer working with him, among other things. Speaker Bagbe is somebody whose pedigree and, let me say, experience is one that is over 30 years relative to our democratic experiment. And with that experience and what have you, I'm sure it is going to make whoever the next Speaker is going to be a very interesting conversation. Either way, I want to wish him well. He served Ghana extremely well. And if his name comes up, with the likes of Afenyo Markins and others already speaking in his favor, I strongly believe that the future is pregnant. Yeah. With that pregnancy, I want to dovetail it into the conversation as to what Right Honorable Speaker said. I think he's expressed a view that not many people share with him. I mean, particularly from the MPP side, that is not within his remit, because technically, for the technical legal reason, at the time MPs will be sworn in, quote unquote, there wouldn't be a Speaker. Even if he will be the Speaker of the next, technically, it's considered to be a new Parliament altogether. And so the admission into the House may be done by the clerk. But I want to believe that whatever the clerk will do would be within the confines of the law. And so if there are existing legal processes relative to, quote, the MPs who are the benefit of recollation, and like the court said, to the point that and the Electoral Commission itself makes the point that they recollated on the basis of the court order. Now, that order of the court had been set aside. And so, to the point that those orders have been set aside, the consequential orders that resulted in the recollation and the benefit derived from that purported recollation must fail or must fall. Like we always say in Mark 4 and USA, you cannot put something on nothing and expect it to stand. So when the foundational order is no longer there, and in many of the depositions done by the Electoral Commission before the court, they make the point that they had to do the recollation pursuant to the orders of the court. And so if those orders are no longer there, the logical consequence is that all the recollations done on the basis of those orders falls, as somebody would say, flat. And when they fall flat, you cannot derive any benefit from it. I think that it is within that context that the Right Honourable Speaker is saying that if you are a product of that impugned order, if you are a product of that quash order, then you can't enter the House.
Okay, so that's the reasoning behind
behind
his opinion he shared.
That's all, okay. Without more.
Okay, so it's not for any mischief?
No. I mean, and remember that this is a speech he delivered after the Supreme Court pronouncement. And his claim is well-founded in law. In fact, I remember the claim by the Electoral Commission at the Supreme Court was that they had already done the recollation. And so the court should not entertain our application because it's like the horses are bolted. So why do you want to now lock the stable after the horses? The Supreme Court said, no. Once the impugned orders form the foundation of the so-called recollation, it must fail. And that's the logical consequence for it. And so under the circumstance, the Speaker is right to say that those people should not enter the House.
Well, I'll say good morning to Abigail Darko with the Ghana National Association of Teachers, Goma District area, always helping us do some great discussions. As I wish all the best. Merry Christmas. But what do you say in response to that? Perhaps we shouldn't take the Speaker out of context. Yes. But the question then is, as the man he is and the role that he plays, did he need to make that comment?
Roland, sometimes I uphold the saying that silence is golden. And that should be a mark of a leader, every leader, especially a leader who emanates from the circles of the law, who understands what the law says and work with the law. In this case, like Speaker Bagbe, I was appalled by the comment made by him. First of all, like my brother Eduji says, we are moving into the 9th Parliament. And if you listen to Eduji carefully, he chose his words well. He's not speaking to matters that would point to the fact that something that is a sub judice is being discussed. And I don't expect a man of his stature to have made such comment at all. First of all, we've gone into an election. Election is over. We have some contentions. The NDC says no. MPP says no. Or whoever has interest in it says no. There are laws to guide us. And rightly so, my good brother sitting here was in the Supreme Court and argued his case strongly and eloquently. Okay? He exhibited brilliance. The Supreme Court bought into his argument and said, look, if that foundation, which is supposed to make these MPs, is flawed, in the criminal, justice system, they say fraud vitiates all. Whatever that you feel is indeed not right cannot make what is wrong right. Therefore, my brother was directed and his team, and our party directed and their team, go back to the High Court, get a new judge, litigate the mandamus, then whatever that comes out, we all abide by it again and move on. Now, before that is done, then you get a forum. That is where I want to caution President Mahama. I want to wish him well, congratulate him. He's a great brother. He's been there before, and he's been given the mandate again by the people. Inshallah, by the 7th of January, which we all pray to live to see, he shall be sworn in as the President of the Republic of Ghana. And I want to say, he should be wary of the number 3.
I don't understand. Who is number 3?
The powerful number 3. People are so interested in number 3, but this country deals with
Speaker of Parliament.
I don't know who is going to be the Speaker of Parliament, but he should be aware. He should be aware that there will be a number 3, and that number 3 may assume some powers.
What's your point with this?
The point I'm making is that if you are a leader and in that position, you should be measured by what you say. I respect Speaker Bagbe so much, but what he said was needless. My brother has just summed everything up to us. If the Supreme Court gives orders, it is law, and we all have to abide by it. Except to say that for the last case, they ceased to be unanimous FC.
I don't understand.
Oh, no, they were called all sorts of names. If it doesn't go, some people. I'm saying, but for the last case of the one they had, and said, go back and litigate it, and then, of course, it was okay. They ceased then to be unanimous FC completely. They became one of the powerful, great judges that we've had. I've always said, look, let's respect the fundamental laws of this country. If the Constitution says that the Constitution is supreme, and that the Constitution gives the mandate of its interpretation to the Supreme Court of Ghana, and whatever pronouncement they make is law, then all of us who are key players and key actors in this political space must be careful. On Bagbane's comment, like I said, is needless, because first of all, you are not even sure whether you will even be the Speaker of Parliament then. First of all. Secondly, you may even seek to benefit from these people if indeed they go through the mill and become the members of Parliament. Because what happened the last time,
Are you assuming that Speaker Bagbane made this comment with the acknowledgement that he will be the Speaker, or he was just espousing what is lawful?
Well,
that if you're not sworn into office, into the next Parliament, by the Speaker or into the Parliament, you cannot then assume.
Why? I didn't. Kamal didn't sit in here. If I am not gazetted as member of Parliament elect for any constituency, why do I have? What business do I have going to Parliament?
So that's what he was saying.
That's the point. So the point is,
saying that he was saying, which you are also acknowledging, you shouldn't say.
I am saying,
just because he's a Speaker.
I'm saying, I used the word sub judice, and you being a lawyer, knowing that this is a legal journey that is being embarked on, you have no business commenting on this.
You think he's prejudicing the
absolutely.
Court? But he's
you
not,
do not say
he's not appearing.
He appeared emphatic. He appeared emphatic in his statement when he says that those regulations or whatever they call it, when they come, they have no space in Parliament. You don't have. You don't. It doesn't lie with you to say that. Listen to him. It doesn't lie with him.
Just because
he can share an opinion, but it doesn't lie with him to say regulation or whatever it is. They have no business there. And the point I'm making.
Per the reasoning of the Supreme Court, Kamal is brother. You see, per the reasoning of the Supreme Court, to the extent that these MPs draw their election or purported declaration from the orders of the court, Speaker Bagbane is simply saying that that thing had fallen flat. And so you cannot be admitted into the house. That is all that he says.
This is right.
No, so
this is common knowledge.
If he's repeating,
and I am saying that
about it. That's all.
You see, the political gains that some of these comments make, and the way they travel.
What's the merit or demerit or the influence or non-influence of the opinion he shared at that ceremony?
What I'm saying is that what he sought to say obviously would be decoded by whoever is listening, and then look, if a communication piece is thrown out there, somebody certain somewhere would have to analyze.
The court and I am influenced by public opinion.
The court can never be influenced by public opinion anyway, but we are even cautioned not to even comment on matters before the court. We are cautioned.
That's true.
And I'm saying that once we are cautioned not to comment on, silence is golden. A man of his stature has no business even coming to comment on this. The point is that, first of all, you are not sure whether you will be the Speaker of Parliament, but for you to say that I will not swear them in, listen to the statement. You are not even the Speaker of Parliament there. Who said you are going to be the Speaker of Parliament? You will not swear them in. Means what? You have already put yourself.
Do you have an information that he's not going to be the Speaker?
I don't have an information, but what I know is that there's going to be a ninth Parliament.
Even his side thinks
I am saying no. That is the opinion of Markens. I may have my opinion. No.
Are you saying Markens' opinion is not the opinion of the MPP side in the 9th Parliament?
I am a member of the party national executive. We haven't sat down to discuss to say that we are supporting Bagbane to become the Speaker.
Understand you are meeting on the 2nd.
We have not done that. So I'm saying that if my good brother, Honorable Marken, made a comment which you have referred to, that is his position.
He is on his own.
Point is, Bagbane is not yet the Speaker of Parliament, of 9th Parliament, so he doesn't have the locus to say that I will not swear them in. When you are not even. That was reckless, with all respect to him.
Oh, he just repeated the judgment of the Supreme Court.
If he had spoken to the matter, like the way you spoke to it, I have no business commenting on it. But for you to go ahead to put yourself in that position and say, I will not swear them in, you have assumed the position of a Speaker of 9th Parliament, and you are not. So I'm saying, please, silence is golden. Please check your language when you are speaking. Number 3.
My referee, what do you make of all this?
I'm surprised that Nikukwai, honestly speaking. Why should you have an issue with somebody speaking what really is the issue? Because you yourself, you are conceding that it is right that based on the orders of the Supreme Court, the purported what's it called?
Recollation.
Or the purported
and the beneficiaries of that recollation.
The MPs elect as declared by the second event.
Are no longer
they don't hold as MPs.
Exactly. I beg you. And so they won't, unless something changes, they are not going to Parliament. You understand? We are all in waiting, in a state of waiting, until tomorrow's what's it called matter at the High Court, and whatever orders will emanate from there, and then whether or not, based on those orders or not, those people would be declared as having been elected. For me, I don't see why we should even waste executive time discussing. Because if I can have an opinion and air him, why can't Babin have an opinion and air him? And indeed, you consider that his opinion isn't a wrong.
Kamadin says the position he holds.
Why?
And then also his utterances.
So because you are speaker, you can't have an opinion. Because he's speaker now. I beg you, he's speaker now. So because he's speaker now, he can't have an opinion about.
Because I thought he was just stating a procedural process.
Indeed. When I saw the topic, I was shocked because I feel like
it's Christmas. We want to make sure we made a conversation.
But there's a more pressing issue. The more pressing issue is what circumstances have led us to a situation where about 6 or 7 days before swearing in,
we have this
issue
where
we don't even know whether.
What do you make of it?
No, it is a massive failure on the part of the government and the EC.
Why?
We are 6 days away from swearing in, and we have about 5 or 6 constituencies where we still don't know who the elected MPs are. At this issue of recollation, are you not worried? And all the, you see, I beg you, you understand? This issue of recollation beyond the EC, who is supposed to grant security in this country? You see, for you to have a situation where people, whichever name you choose to call them, whether hooligans, whether hoodlums, go and then force the EC, per what the MP are saying, to make declarations which are unlawful. Listen, is it not a massive failure on the part of government? The institution is supposed to be providing security in this country. To the extent that 6 days before swearing in, we don't know who the MPs are. It's not a failure. I beg you, I beg you, listen. Come out in. I disagree vehemently when you are speaking. I didn't talk. I don't like this. No.
Come out.
You want to have your chance.
Do the recollation based on their own whatever authority. The court ordered that recollation be done. Or collation be done.
Come out, relax. So just let him have.
So that impression must be corrected.
No, but you can't correct it when it's your turn.
Come on. Listen, I don't know if you understand. He's what I'm saying is
it's Christmas.
Certain facts. No, but it's Christmas. But you have a situation where 6 days or 7 days before swearing in.
That's problematic.
You understand?
At the heart of the matter, you are saying that is.
First of all, what led to a situation where recollation, they say for that they need to do recollation, which needed to do. Listen, they are saying that certain declarations were made which were illegal, and those declarations were illegal because they were done under duress. Now, you understand? Now the point is, I'm saying that we have a system, and we know a person who's given our powers to provide security in this country. Who the ultimate responsibility lies in terms of providing security lies on. Creating that culture where we wouldn't have a situation where people will feel compelled to go to the AC, you understand, and even think about forcing the AC to make a declaration. You understand? So if there was any doubt about the trust the people have in the system, if there's any about it, because what the bottom line is, the people of Ghana have lost faith in the ability of the AC
to manage the elections,
and they've also lost faith in the ability of the security agencies to do the needful. And I'm saying that it is a fundamental evidence of the lack of trust the people of Ghana have in our systems. And now who will go blame them? And so for me, I thought that rather than come and discuss a Ghanaian, that's the speaker, declaring his opinion, like all of us are declaring. As if I can declare my opinion, if you Kamaldeen, you can declare your opinion. If Eduji can declare his opinion, what stops the Speaker of Parliament from sharing, especially when you claim that opinion is right anyway? You understand? At the end of the day, you see,
Leonard, I want you to advert your mind to Article 100 of the Constitution, because it appears that
Shadrach, I sent something on the New Day page. Please download it. I want to ask a question on the subject.
If you look at Article 100 of the Constitution, the oath is actually administered by the Speaker. So as a member, you can't even, if it's not administered by him. But I'm saying that he will administer.
Please, let's not talk over each other. People are listening to us. No, please.
So you go ahead.
Please, let's not talk over each other. I'm saying that people are listening to us or watching us. So let's just be deferential.
Speak after.
It's interactive. Being what's it called? Managed by
the moderator.
A moderator.
Please
Yes.
read.
Article 100.
It's not relevant.
It's 100. A member of Parliament shall, before taking a seat in Parliament, take and subscribe before the Speaker in the presence of the
before the Speaker.
The oath of allegiance.
Who's the Speaker?
Listen, but for me, I'm saying that personally.
I don't want to waste.
Listen, I don't want to waste executive time.
It's not relevant.
You see, I don't want to waste executive time on this. In my view.
So you're saying the substantial issue is, why is it that Ghanaians time and over have lost trust in the EC and the other institutions that were supposed to protect
because why would you see,
the process?
We kept on, see, when His Excellency the President irresponsibly appointed people perceived to be members of the NPP onto the EC, thus undermining the integrity of the EC, to the fidelity of the people of Ghana to the EC, and undermining the trust which is required by the people of Ghana so that this system works. No, so you've gotten to right now, we find ourselves in a situation that's 6 to 7 days before a swearing in.
A major swearing
over and over again.
No, it is very critical. It's because, come on.
Let him.
Because for me, what's the big deal about why should I come here and waste my time and talk about the Speaker's opinion, which you yourself are saying that is right? Who doesn't know that once orders of the court quash, then all the issues that flow from those orders become really invalid? You understand? But what we should avert our mind to, because you see, this democratic process is supposed to be a marathon, not a sprint, and we need to learn from the failures of the system so that in future, because there will be many more elections, we do not repeat or put ourselves in a situation where the people do not trust in the system we have created. 7 days before a swearing in, we still don't. We find ourselves in a situation where
7 major constituencies.
Every constituency is major. Even if it was just one MP, every constituency, you can't say one constituency is more major than. But then we have a situation where we do not have. My brother here had to sacrifice a bit of his holiday to go and speak plenty in court, even though it has done because I think he was excellent. But the point is, we had to go before the Supreme Court to go and argue this issue.
I said, why should we have gotten
there in the first place? In fact, the early part of December, I found myself in a situation where I fell into, in Sawam Adweji. I was coming from Kumasi, and then they had lit one of the buildings there on this issue of declaration and I found myself there, and the police were nowhere to be found. What has led us to this? So that's what I'm saying, that to end, we talk about reset. Yes, we talk about reset.
You have a minute.
Yes. Now, it is critical that collectively as a people, and this is not a Jomama problem, it is all of our problem, that collectively as a people, we deliberately work to restore the confidence that the people of this country have in this system that we have created, which in all intents and purposes is the only system that can guarantee us the rule of law, and that's guarantee us our rights to our lives, our rights to our liberties, and our rights to pursue our own happiness. We should not sit down and then sacrifice this system on the altar of partisanship.
Because really, the conversation was coming to that point. And I'll play you an insert. This one was the declaration that was made. And I remember Godwin Asedeba was the one on election night who was there. I'll replay that video shortly. And then I'll come to ask the critical question. Because in other areas like Techimansal, there were distractions. I already know that for Damango like this, the building or where the EC itself was supposed to be, its office, etc., was bent. And there are a number of these constituencies where even ballot papers were also bent. So the question is, prior to December 7, the Afrobarometer reports, whether it's also Global Info Analytics report or surveys, had been indicating there were trusts for key institutions. And then we just suppose that with the responses of the EC itself, that it was not in charge of security, it was not. So if you're organizing elections, what should you be doing? Just watch this.
The total valid vote cast for a parliamentary election is 102,634. Rejected ballots, 620. And the total vote cast, 103,254. And the individual votes per candidate, according to how they are arranged on the ballot paper, we have Michael Aaron Ni Okwe for 50,477 votes. Akurugo Faustina Elikplim of NDC for 51,634.
And Kamal, we have instances where concerns have been raised about the trust for the Electoral Commission, the institution itself and the people. But when you're organizing an election and it's being administered, you have allied agencies that will need to provide security, who is supposed to educate and all that. Now, if you have such scenes, what do you think should have been the best position of the EC in terms of the decisions that it needed to take? So that if it were now, we're being told 3 more polling stations in Dom Kwabenya, for example, we will need to have reruns in those polling stations.
3 or 1.
Okay, to get just one. All right. So could the EC have said, look, these are the issues we're having, and so as a result of that, we need maybe police backup or security backup, and so let's hold on. Or the exigencies and the atmosphere at the time just didn't allow it. Then you just suppose that with the lack of trust that was within the public opinion in the population before the election itself.
Thank you very much, Roland. I think the 4th Republican Constitution is over 30 years now, if I get it right. And in 1992, when we had our election, the NPP saw a lot of wrongs and made serious allegations against the EC. 1996, same. Running down to where we are today, the point I'm trying to make is that whether NDC or MPP, okay, we all are on record to have come out to chastise the Electoral Commission at a point in time when things don't go our way. It happens. If you are in opposition, you fight it. What happened to Madame Charlotte Osei when she was the commissioner? We had problems. We raised issues about the electoral roll. We sat, whatever. But at the end of the day, she declared Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as the president-elect in 2016. Same is happening today. The NDC thinks we have an institution we do not believe in. Some Ghanaians think we have an institution we do not believe in. The trust issues we are talking about, I'm trying to tell you that this is not something that is happening today. And let's not create that impression out there. It's one thing alleging, it's another thing coming out with evidence to prove what you are alleging. Okay? Politicians will always do this, and will always go back and forth on this. I want to take you on the video you just played.
No, but
the question I want to ask, wait a minute, yes. The question I want to ask, what is the import and the essence of this video we played? Because do we have an MP elect for Domi Kwabenya as we said? No.
Yeah.
No. Wait a minute. No. Because it is under contention.
No.
No, why not? No.
I think
okay. The issue, what has brought the EC, when you get your term, what has brought the EC to a level where the EC says yes, we still have a polling station result that is not clear, and that we have seen that it is actually recorded on a sheet that is not supposed to be that sheet. Therefore, if it is flawed, let's go back and do the election. What has brought them there? It means that if it was finished, halas, what they will say is that it's done. Let's go. Whoever feels a bit not worried or a bit not happy, you go to court.
So come on.
You get what I mean?
A key consideration is, you have even cited where, in this instance, writings of numbers, who got what, etc., are on a sheet that is not official.
Yeah.
If you relate it to the CI that governs the election or the last election. In other instances, where people have come back, that is representatives of the candidates and the parties, the primary documents where secondary foils or copies were given to the party representative, the writings were different from the primary document that the Electoral Commission had.
In this case, would you blame...
So would you say that the Electoral Commission, citing these instances, should be blamed for doing a poll?
You see, collectively you would say it's Electoral Commission. But you see, in every institution running a particular program or a project for you, expect unscrupulous ones within.
I don't understand.
Why? Madam Jane sitting at the top, or whoever boss man sitting at the top, is supposed to ensure that materials go. They are supposed to ensure that district officers also receive them. They're supposed to ensure that it gets to the right people. But in the course of that, we all know, we have been in this election before. A lot of things go wrong. So if something goes wrong, you investigate and establish whatever it is. So point is, if we had given this sheet from Electoral Commission, that this is the only sheet you can record whatever happens at the polling station on, only to realize that the sheet has been exchanged by whoever it is, we can't tell until investigation establishes it's wrong, then it is left with the Electoral Commission to say, no, the right thing has not been done. You have given me the mandate to do the right thing. Go back there and do the right thing, and let's get the right result, so that the people will feel the election was free, fair, and accepted by all. Okay? So in this case, how do we blame the EC? I am not speaking for the EC anyway. But I'm saying that, look, no, I am saying that if in the course of discharging their duties, something untoward happens, the Electoral Commission says, no, citing this, I wasn't in domain or at Women's Police Center. We've not seen it. If this has happened, go back there and do the right thing. Then somebody says, no, the Electoral Commission has a problem. You can blame the Electoral Commission, but I'm saying that some of us also assist, or some people assist in making things wrong, as it were. Finally, you see, this blame game, this person has done what, this person has done what. I think, even when it comes to the judiciary, for instance, we should be careful as politicians. We should be very careful, because we will run to the court one day seeking justice. We will run to the Electoral Commission seeking justice if election is supposed to be done. But it is, we are supposed to critique with reasonable evidence, and let the one who is sitting out there watching reasonably say, Edigi is making a good point. Edigi has a case, like he did the last time. Everybody listening to Edigi will say, Edigi advanced his cause so well before the judges. The judges upheld the natural justice case argument that he made. And then, of course, it's fair. We all accept it. Let's move back and then do it. So I'm saying the same to the Electoral Commission. Let us not sit down to be quick to chastise them, to bastardize them. But let us look at what is the cause. You are a key player, I'm a key player. This document, is it right? It's not right. How did it come? If it's Electoral Commission, let's blame them. If it's this, let's know. Then if the right thing ought to be done, let the right thing be done.
I think that is where we are. We have on our stream a lot of people following us, and just indulge me. So Marathon Alankwe Kobina says, Roland, if a returning officer collates on the wrong sheet, why must it be a burden of the political parties and the candidates who made sure that they went through the process rightly and did the right things? Now, Mensa K Mensah also says, common sense should tell us that administrative errors that are undertaken by people with delegated authority from the Electoral Commission, officers of the Electoral Commission, cannot be used to subvert the will of the people. And so that leads to the lack of trust for. So who do we blame then?
So you see, we have always maintained that the level of incompetence exhibited by this crop of Electoral Commission officials is deliberate. You see, somebody can be incompetent by reason of lack of proper training or something. But in this specific case, the commissioners are being deliberate in their incompetence.
How deliberate?
I will demonstrate that to you. See, in the specific case of the Dome Kwabenya, the returning officer for Dome Kwabenya, appointed by Madame Jane Mensah, pursuant to Regulation 2, performing his duties under Regulation 3, says that after everything, the NDC candidate, Electoral, had obtained 51,000, so and so. Then the NPP candidate has obtained these numbers, right, and had made that declaration. The law is that if you are dissatisfied with that declaration, issue a petition and challenge it. And that position was advanced by the Electoral Commission to us when we questioned them in respect of Techiman South. You remember in 2020, when the Honorable Haruna Idrisu led the team to go and do that. In the specific case of Dome Kwabenya, you are now saying the possibility of a rerun. And what is the argument? The argument is that the presiding officer for Abokobi Women Development, they call it AWA, it's a very popular place, a stronghold of the
Women
NDC.
Development Bank.
No, Abokobi Women Development Bank. No. So what's the issue? The presiding officer, we are told, did the, the tabulations on the training pink sheet. But that training pink sheet was duly signed by the MPP polling agents, together with together with the NDC polling agent.
They didn't notice?
Granted, for whatever is worth. Yes. Assuming that they didn't even notice it, what you do is that with the signatures of the two, you only transpose it onto the proper pink sheets. Nothing more, nothing
for them
more.
To sign again.
To sign. You don't call for a rerun. Now, this is the mischief. A mischievous Electoral Commission official can decide that, okay, I've seen you have won 15 polling stations, and with those 15, you become the member of parliament. So can deliberately engineer some mistakes. And now, on the basis of that, ask that go for rerun. There's an inherent mischief that we need to cure. So in this case, what you need to find out, MPP polling agent for my senior Michael Quay, is this your signature? Yes. NDC agent for Madam Elikplem Akurugu, is this your signature?
You mean it is that simple?
Simple. You only transpose it onto
because
the
they signed it.
Because they have signed
with
it.
The intention that it was the right document.
No, listen. The 2020 election petition judgment. Hold on. The 2020 election petition judgment. The Supreme Court said the polling agents of John Mahama, having appended their signatures, you will not be held to complain. In this specific case, the rule is that even where a polling agent is not satisfied, he has to indicate the reason. This one, it was signed. If it is signed, it means that he agrees. So if you look at the pink sheet, it floats. We, the undersigned, declares the things on it to be what? True and proper. So if the numbers are, and look, the NDC candidate, Madam Elikplem, in that particular polling station, won overwhelmingly by about 100-vote difference. So there are manifest injustice if you call for a rerun. Two, you cannot. Two, the other thing too is that, listen, the Electoral Commission had done grave injustice to the NDC candidate for Obuasi East, Samuel Abuaji. Why am I saying this? The Electoral Commission returning officer for Obuasi is Frederick Mensah. On the 8th of December at 5:30 a.m., declared the NDC candidate as the winner.
There was a declaration.
A declaration. In fact, listen, the MPP...
Carried live by the media.
Yes, the MPP MP for Obuasi is the current MP. Signed for himself as his own agent on the declaration...
That he lost.
That he lost. Then Samuel Abuaje signed for himself that he had won. Then Madam J. Mensah now called the same Frederick Mensah to come to Accra. And now Fred says, I was under duress. Even when the MPP MP was there, policemen were there. I mean, if you allow J. Mensah to proceed with this, it is recipe for chaos. No. Now, you see, I'll tell you something.
And from here, you have a minute and a half.
The MPP filed 6 mandamus applications by my learned senior, Gary Nimaku. Of the 6 mandamus applications praying for recollation or collation, Obuasi East was not among. But guess what? Immediately the court gave the order, the EC smuggled Obuasi East and did the recollation and now declared the MPP candidate as the winner. There was no court order to recollate or do anything in respect of Obuasi East. No, the reason why
I've just said everything has been quashed.
No, because there was no order in relation to Obuasi East. The point I want to make is that if you have an electoral commission that is whimsical in its approach, it portends danger for our democracy. And the manner in which the electoral commission is proceeding, particularly Obuasi East, Dome Kwabenya, are very dangerous. And that is why, look, this thing, it can flip tomorrow. When we're talking, hold on, when we're talking about Techiman South, you people were telling us, there is a declaration, go to court. You remember, go to court. We went to court, Techiman High Court. After 3 years of legal battle, the judge said, the collation that we had challenged in 2020 was proper, and we left it. You guys didn't know that today we'll find ourselves in this situation. What principle are we actually building our democracy on?
A considerable question that needs to be asked is, it looks like at this table, there is a certain aggregation of opinion that says that the Electoral Commission plays an act, as in, hear and see no evil. Now, we also know that they work with delegated authority given to its assigns, some permanent, some non-permanent, but having the experience and the training. And so if they flout key regulations and then procedures in administering the process of the election, clearly, it has to be the fault of the Electoral Commission.
Without saying, yeah, as in, you see, so what I said earlier presupposes that the EC is seriously at fault. But I want to take it
step by step,
even from a different level.
Yes, sir.
You see, as in, can we have an argument that for the first, as in 7 days before swearing in Parliament, we have all this confusion, that there have been loss of properties, there have been chaos. Like I said myself, I happened
to witness one.
In Sawum Adoji. So the EC, as in the issue of whether or not the EC is at fault, I think it's, for me, it's settled. The EC is seriously at fault. And I agree with my brother here when he said, in fact, they are deliberately being incompetent. And it adds fuel to already the perception that they were deliberately placed there for a certain agenda. And that's why I'm saying that, yeah, as in, Roland, you yourself, did you not raise issues? And have you not heard that people had a perception that certain members appointed onto the AC belong to a political party? You see?
It has always been the argument.
NDC will bring it. This is when you do the appeal. That's not. It doesn't bring the argument to. You know. No, but that's always been so. We also we are on record to have said the NDC man was on the Electoral Commission computer. I mean IT whatever. Please, we are on record to have done that. So all these things.
Kamaldeen is just telling Ghanaians, listen to us. We lack integrity. No. He said that we lack integrity. That's what he's saying. Kamaldeen is saying that in time past. We accused. I'm coming. Kamaldeen is saying that in time past we accused Kamaldeen. I don't do my argument this way. You see, I can be disruptive. I don't do my arguments that way. Okay. You understand? Because I disagree vehemently with everything he said. I kept quiet and listened to him. You understand? You see, it is sad when senior members of a huge political party have no qualms sitting on air and say, listen, because in time past we accused NDC or we accused EC, some members of the EC of belonging to the NDC. And so where right now people are accusing members of the current EC, where we have videos, we've heard them, some of them communicating on behalf of the MPP, where we know that some of them were patrons for the MPP. And that's why I keep on using the word perception. Because you see, when it comes to the job of the EC, it's not enough saying that they've done but immediately there's even a perception that they are biased. To keep the sanctity, the integrity of the system we have created, then they shouldn't even be near being on the EC board. Now, I'm saying that, listen, with Ghanaians in 1992 took that bold decision of choosing the system of government because we collectively agreed that this is the only way in which we can guarantee the rule of law. You understand? And we understand that unless and until we have a system that can guarantee us the rule of law, then our lives, our properties, our right to pursue our happiness is at peril. So where you are president, who have taken an oath to be faithful to the country, a president who has taken an oath to defend, protect the constitution of this country, then there is a massive obligation on you. And how you use your powers, you have serious consideration to the oath you took. So when the president appointed people who were perceived to be MPP members, he breached that oath to be faithful. And it's a surprise, honestly speaking, that he was not even impeached on that basis. Yes, but I'm saying that, listen, we are looking forward.
The president was not impeached on that basis.
Yes, you see, we are looking forward. We are building a system, and we are looking forward. And I said we should be guided by...
What do you think should be the remedy to that? To perhaps pegging the institution
So we in the great transformational plan, when we've given that plan to His Excellency John Mahama.
Are you presented it to him?
Oh, we presented to consider.
Okay.
In the spirit of patriotism and the spirit of all of us coming together
as one people. What's your suggested remedy?
Listen, we amended. So when we said we want the constitution amended, and I think the NDC, John Mahama also, my view believes in. Now, we should look at creating a system where the president does not appoint some of these
heads of the independent
because you see, unfortunately, we've had presidents. We've never had a president who, when he became president, failed to realize that, listen, I'm president of Ghana, and that Ghana includes MPP people, that Ghana includes NDC people, that Ghana includes people who are non-partisan. And so when you become president of Ghana...
Are you saying that we had a president who abused his powers?
We had a president who...
I disagree with him here.
Oh, please, let him have his opinion.
No, it's wrong.
No, but that's his opinion.
And he's not even a moderator.
Sometimes we don't.
He's not even a moderator. Listen, what I'm saying is that when Anado became president, he failed to realize that he's president over the whole Ghana, that he's not only president over the MPP people or the NDC people. And when you have a president to have the courage, the cockroach audacity to look into the eyes of the people of this country and tell them, listen, I refused to fulfill my obligation to you because you did not vote for my MP. What really is it telling them? That I don't feel responsible over you because you don't support my party. That's when you become president of Ghana.
You mean the Konfi?
Exactly. And he didn't say that just at the Konfi. When you go to people who have suffered disaster, and that even where you are a right-thinking member of the society, you need to have empathy for them. And you go and tell them, listen, I'm not even supposed to be here. because I know you don't vote for me. And then he reiterated that at Ejuso. You understand? What I'm saying is that we had a president. We had a president who, when he became president, failed to realize that he's president over Ghana and not president over just MPP. You understand? So listen, let's create a system where, when it comes to the appointment of some of these critical institutions, it's not the president. We have a chamber. We have a separate chamber of people who are non-partisan, where all stakeholders. Yes, because we are talking of a government of national unity. Don't be making those key appointments. Because if you're unfortunate and you have a president like Nana Akufo-Addo, and I pray to God that we never have such a president. You are discussing Electoral Commission. Listen. Roland, you are not moderating this.
Get it right. It's moderating.
Get Kamal to stop this.
We're not discussing Akufo-Addo. I'm not intimidating you. No, lawyer. The matter before us is not about Akufo-Addo.
You said he gave 5 million people.
Please let him wrap up. Let him wrap up.
You see, I pray that Ghana, based on what we've learned, the experience we've all gathered, we deliberately ensure that we do not elect a president like Nana Akufo-Addo ever again in the history of this country. I'm here to say my opinion. I'm coming. You understand? And that we can that one, we never to reiterate.
Even John Dramani Mahama, we have elected him.
I'm coming to reiterate.
Even John Dramani Mahama, we have elected him.
To reiterate my point.
We have elected him again.
To reiterate my point.
We all know what happened.
To reiterate my point. That Ghanaians will never elect somebody like Nana Akufo-Addo again as president, but to ensure and guarantee that we cause an amendment that ensures that in the appointment of people onto institutions that are meant to be neutral, that are meant to be the vanguards of our democracy, those appointments are not done by the president.
Sadly, he's on record. My brother, before he departed from our party, it's on record to have also had qualms with the governance of John Dramani Mahama in his first term. Why? He was a member of the party. He sided with whatever argument we made as a party then.
No.
Today, if you sit here and tell me that never again should Ghanaians vote the like of His Excellency Akufo-Addo to power, that is his opinion anyway. But I sat down and I'll sit here to say, you may have your opinion, others watching us have their opinion, I have my opinion. Point is that
the Electoral, what should we do with it?
We should talk about the Electoral Commission. When he was talking about Akufo-Addo, that one you didn't stop him.
Oh no.
I am going. He spoke about Akufo-Addo, and of course I'm responding to him. And I'm saying that President Akufo-Addo, of course, a statesman, he's contributed his part. He cannot have it 100%. He cannot be too perfect. Why? Members of MPP are on record to have said that we are not happy with his governance. Members of NDC are on record to have said so. Others who are apolitical are on record to have said so. You understand me? But that does not take away the fact that he's contributed immensely to the development of this country as well. So when you sit here and then make a comment like, never again should we elect someone like Akufo-Addo, first of all, he was elected. Secondly, he played to the rules with the laws. My brother goes to court when something is wrong. Nobody stops him. I go to court, same. So I don't know what he did. He didn't come at the point of a gun to say, I am going to rule you. They didn't do that. So where at this point, when you come out to try to chastise somebody baselessly, I don't get it.
But the two of you were in MPP together.
That's what I'm saying, that he's on record
I don't understand why
to have gone against Dramani Mahama. But today he's trying to... I'm not attacking him.
I need to...
I'm not attacking him.
Just a minute.
He's on record to have done that.
You see, for me...
A minute, wrap up.
For me, having made the point that the conduct of the Electoral Commission smacks of a group of people who are deliberately incompetent, and the reason why they are deliberately incompetent is to achieve a particular outcome. Because you see, under no circumstance, and I repeat, would the Electoral Commission appoint a presiding officer for Abokobi Women Development Center, and then after close of polls, there are a declaration. Now you deliberately use a form that you are not supposed to use, but the party agents, knowing the numbers, signed on to it. On what basis would you reject those numbers? Because remember, the 2013 election petition The Supreme Court, one of your arguments was that presiding officers have failed to sign and that all those votes should be invalidated. This one, the presiding officer signed. The two agents had signed. So on what basis would you invalidate the vote and call for a rerun? If you permit that to go on, incompetent presiding officers will now be deciding the sovereignty, and now they will not have the power over you and I. Even when we vote, it will not matter, except what they do. And that, I am saying, is danger. We don't want to have a democracy where the people who vote don't matter, but the people who supervise it decide what it is. Right. We cannot have it. So the Electoral Commission should move away from this criminal unconstitutional conduct.
1 minute.
So listen, again, simply.
Yeah, but he's always last. You start. Yeah.
I won't even mind him. He's a non-rebuttal. But you see, Mama says he wants a reset. Ghanaians have endorsed that reset. Now that reset requires that together as a people, you understand, all the political parties, the media, all of us, we create that right political culture. That one can guarantee for us the rule of law, and to guarantee for us the promises of democracy. That political culture essentially must tolerate diverse opinions, and two, that political culture must hold political leadership accountable. That political culture must cause the people of Ghana to realize that, one, we are first Ghanaians before anything else. We are first Ghanaians before even our tribes and our political parties. And so that argument about because I was an MPP, fortunately, it's on record that when I was an MPP, in the spirit of holding political leadership accountable, we held Nanado's leadership accountable, and we must take that spirit into 2025 and beyond, because nobody will build Ghana for us. Okay. The responsibility of building Ghana lies on all of us.
Okay. Let me read this from one. I know many. No. I started with you. We go this way.
One. The wrapping up. No, the wrapping up.
Look, we have *439#. That is the short code for cash out.
Continue to be doing this.
This is option 2. No.
No, TV3 shouldn't be doing this. Honestly,
option 2. Option 2. You started. He ends, and it's fair.
No,
it's fair.
Roland.
Because I even said Electoral Commission, what reform do we? Then you said why?
TV3 shouldn't be doing this. It's a big platform.
All right. So let me just also tell you, we have *439#. It goes with option 2. Please increase the number of chances you have. I'm already seeing the dashboard, and I'm not happy. I think that we need to increase the chances of all of us to be able to win more, especially just as we climb. I have many relations in the Electoral Commission as well. And one of the experienced directors I know currently, who is always giving us a lot of insight into what happens in the EC, just sent me a contribution. And it says, Roland, let me tell you this. Why this fixation on the wrong document instead of the result on that document? Yes, it is an electoral irregularity for the use of the inappropriate document to capture the result. The simple remedy here is to transfer the details to the appropriate document. The use of an inappropriate document cannot and should not vitiate the result. It is only in the case of overvoting at a polling station that the Commission can call for a rerun.
Oh my God.
Otherwise, it is only the court which can order a rerun.
It's not fair.
Now, subsequently, he continues, a rerun when there are no issues with the result is a scam. Alternatively, and in the extreme case, the Commission should petition the High Court for recount of the ballot of that particular polling station, and he adds, if need be, never to order a rerun. This is really, by way of procedure, the first time I'm seeing this. Okay, and this man is very experienced. I'm reading comments now. There's Reverend John Tay. They are doing admissions and some of those things. So you can tell friends and relatives they can do admissions.
Is it free SHS? Is it free SHS? Is it a private school?
It's a private school.
That would be free SHS.
Now, Koyo Chumboafo sends me a message. He says, remind Adolf Hitler that, remind Kamaldeen that even Adolf Hitler won power through democratic means first. But he concludes, he says, good morning, Rola. I concur with my brothers. They're often imitated, never duplicated Eduji Tamaklu, the venerable Accra and fellow Red, who never walks alone, lawyer Apia Dankwa, Accra, Achimota. TV3 have put up a spectacular offering during the election coverage of our election season. Your coverage was nothing short of CNN-like or CNN-sk. So I'll say CNN-like. You have created a new standard in television coverage. Thank you very much. We're grateful. I hate to tell you, though, that my favorite presenter is Accra Belamundi. It's normal. Ghana, we do tribalism, regionalism, favoritism, and all.
We do favoritism.
So this one is as favoritism through alumni and all that. It's normal. But don't take it. Please. But don't take it personally. It is an Achimota school solidarity. You are a close second alongside Beatrice and Kemini. Well done, Ayiko. Last but not the least, His Excellency Kamaldeen, Aye Kratchi. I guess Akufo-Addo didn't do everything wrong after all. Meaning, I think in relation to your position as a consular. Let me. A day to end the year. I have this one also coming from Nathaniel Akoli, who says, "Tell Kamaldeen Abdullahi to be quiet. The overhyped that was packaged for us to buy will not be tolerated, nor his surrogates in any form. You should let Andy flow." Well, he allows her. This one is coming from. Do you know Nanaya Osapom?
I know
Nanaya Osapom.
Nanaya, my good friend.
He's your good friend.
Nanaya
Sapom. Yes.
He's a very good friend of mine.
Okay. He was also in the NPP.
What did he say?
Okay. He says,
what should I do for him?
He says, my brother, please tell Kamal to relax for me. Whether or not the speaker is changed, the speaker to be cannot swear in an unconstitutional person.
Okay, we have agreed.
Into the House.
You are repeating the same.
The EC went beyond its administrative jurisdiction to take up a constitutional procedure beyond its powers. He continues. It's as simple as that. Not too much English. We all who were in MPP then, and Ghanaians for that matter, wanted a better future. Hey,
now, you know, the thing we could do to Mwapo's write up is that, you see, when he said
Speaker Bagbe is entitled to share his opinion. He is still the Speaker of Parliament until the 6th of January 2024, although he's not the one to determine who to be sworn in or not. The EC needs to double up the activities to bring finality to this matter. On the lighter note, Honorable Eduji, why are you people being greedy like that? Won't you leave the rest of the seats for us?
No,
Master Planner Junior, Kentampo. It's been a while. I've read Alfred Treadle's message. Alfred Treadle says, Happy New Year, especially up to Roland. The EC is doing everything possible to plunge the country into chaos, but we shall resist any attempt to reverse these constituencies already won by the NDTs, Treadles. So, and then we have let me say good morning to Martin Odukoya. Good morning to you, great friend. We all live together. If Kama will not discipline himself after their miserable loss, please don't entertain him. Oh, you know, he's been one of the top guys. These guys are not repentant at all. Let's get serious. This is from Fortune.
For you to spew out whatever you want to spew.
Exactly. Point made.
But the energy.
No, I will not. Don't mind him. Like that. How can you say I should be disciplined by God?
That's a strong energy. You know, during the election, we had to take attire. We open our eyes. You know.
Okay.
It's not easy, my brother.
Okay, so then we have a couple more messages so coming in. Sampiyale then writes it because they organized that event.
Yeah.
He says NDC.
That was a political event.
NDC Pro Forum. Okay.
Ambassador Sampiyale.
I am moderate.
But the speaker is a politician.
So Ambassador Sampiyale says
he put it together to lobby for his speaker position.
Wow, look at this propaganda.
Please.
It's a believe. Sampiyale after that says
Ambassador Sampiyale. Good morning to you, Anchor. Ose, I'm wondering why you have just taken part of the speaker's speech out of context. At this point, he was only explaining the swearing processes to the NDC Pro Forum, which had organized the event to honor him. Tell Kamal Dean to eat his warning to Mahama.
I will not eat it. I am only warning Mahama that number 3 things is so powerful.
All right. Thank you all also for sharing. Megina and all of you also on our stream. I see a couple more. Emmanuel Bo says, I wonder why everyone is saying Isi must go. Isi must go, just like that. She needs to face the law. I don't know. I think there are processes if you want to do that, to remove the EC. We've witnessed it before. It's the first time in our history. So, in the Fourth Republic, Charlotte say so. John Bosco Akotia, good morning to you as well. Rasco to all of you. Angel Romel. Angel, it's been a while. That's my classmate. I wish you all the best for the day. Ni Atukwe. All of you, thank you for coming. I wish you a happy New Year as well. Great friends, all of you.
Party. After this victory, you've chalked a very sweet victory.
All right.
You have not invited
we want the power transferred on the 7th, and I invite you.
Why are you
No.
We still have with us the Good Shepherd Brigade Band. They are based in North Hadishik, right here in Accra, and helping us do some great discussion. *439#. It is what we have for cash out, so choose option 2. But let also tell you about RSS Developers Limited, and they are here with some great news. So they are organizing an open house weekend they started Friday to Sunday, 29 December 2024, Meridian Gardens, and continuing. They are based in Klagon, Community 19, that's Lashibi, Tema West constituency, and they are still there up to 31st, etc. From 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day. They are papping. They are inviting you to be part of their open house weekend to get your dream home and community. Don't be left out. The estate is open throughout the holidays, so you can also pass through and visit. So visit their website, get the latest housing units that they have, rssdevelopers.com. Get all those latest messages you have, and then also you can speak to them through the following lines: 0544 315 965. Bright Apia, we know, executive director for Child Rights International, is being honored today for the national award. It's being convened from 10 a.m. 11 by the President of the Republic, so you'll be receiving national awards. And I tell you, Child Rights International, Bright Apia, they've worked. I've known them. Absolutely. And so whoever recommended him for that award, Bright Apia, congratulations. The Venerable Major Ebenezer Ni Adilaye retired. You're celebrating your birthday today. It's coming from all of us, especially the Johnny Hughes man,
Happy New Year to
the man who brings you the editorial, and then Happy New Year
to Chairman Prosper. Wherever he is, I want to wish him a
happy New Year as well. Yeah. My good friend in the UK, Kojo Tufo Menu. You have a Christian in Benjamin. You don't use it. You're based in the United Kingdom. Happy birthday to you, K. I call him Kojo Tufo Menu. You live in the UK, London to be specific. I think you're very close to the Arsenal Stadium, so to speak. So I wish you well. Happy birthday. We're taking a break. We'll tell you a lot about what we have right here, but not before we tell you about the Reverend John Terr Memorial Institute, which is calling because they have admissions ongoing in all departments: general science, general arts, visual arts, home economics, business. The Reverend John Terr Memorial Institute also comprises senior high school and then the junior high school level, the primary and preschool level, and they are founded on sound Christian principles, co-educational, and offer both boarding and day options. So they have excellent academic and moral grooming, a true home away from home with outstanding to boot examination results. So your war success is their satisfaction. Call them. The following lines are available: 0557 04 701 or 024 344 260. Come join the happy family because On Christ, the solid rock they stand. Happy birthday to you, Harriet Tamaklo. You celebrated your birthday yesterday. I wish you all the best. We'll do cash out draw after the break. Stay with us.